In the next 5 minutes, you will learn how to easily change the entire mood of a video and how to transform a boring video into an epic shot. To stay short, you will take your videos to the next level. I will directly show you an easy and amazing trick you can always use to upgrade your editing skills within a matter of minutes. There's an easy way to separate different parts of the image which allows you to color grade them individually. We are talking about masks. First, we are starting by creating an adjustment layer, clicking on this box right here. Then we rename it, drag it onto the top of our video on the timeline and adjust the size to the clip underneath. With the adjustment layer selected, we move to the opacity tab and grab the pen tool to create the mask. Now you simply draw a mask around our shadow area with all the houses in the foreground to separate them from the sky. Since our goal is to create more depth and more contrast between the brighter and the darker parts of the image, we will add another adjustment layer where we will isolate the sky or the highlights in the background. Again, we choose the pen tool in the opacity tab and start drawing a mask. The more precise you are, the better the results, but you can always do little tweaks later again if needed. Now that we have our clip and our 2 adjustment layers with the wanted areas masked out, we can now start cooking. You will always get way better results if you are color correcting or adjusting the white balance on the highlight and shadow areas by tweaking them on the adjustment layers separately. This way you are not affecting the whole image as if you would do these adjustments on the original clip. To avoid harsh or unreal transitions in our image, we feather out both masks a little bit by raising the feather value in our effect controls. This value can vary from 1 or 2% to sometimes 3 or even 400%. It always depends on your clip and what you want to achieve with this technique. I will now show you 2 methods where we add a sunset feeling to the highlight area and we also add a colder and rainy touch, further enhancing it with thunder effects. You can search for sunsets or thunders on Artlist, Google, YouTube or anywhere else. Just download these files and import it to your project. In the first example, we will aim for a sunset feeling by changing the mood of the entire clip with our colors. Therefore, I mask out my highlights directly on my drone video. When I shot this clip, the golden hour was already over and as you see, everything appeared pretty blue and cold. You always have to decide which mood you want to set and then work yourself forward from start to end to achieve the best results. I'm always starting to work with the darker part of the image, in this case the foreground with all the houses. Since we want to achieve a sunset feeling, we have to bump up our temperature so that it matches our following edits. Now we drag our sunset clip underneath our drone clip so that the sunset will now appear where we masked out our highlights before. You can now adjust the scale to match it to your horizon and that it fits into the image. I also feathered it out by around 1 or 2% to make this work. Play around in the Lumetri tab to create a realistic looking transition from the foreground to the background. You have to try it out and find out what works best for your specific clip. I have to disappoint you, social media is fake. Since I properly color corrected and color graded this clip before, I just had to do little tweaks to get the final result I was looking for. If you want to know how to properly do that, you should check out my previous video where I walk through everything you need to know about color correcting and color grading your drone video and how to achieve a cinematic look step by step. Now I will show you the thunder effect. This is pretty much the same process we will walk through, but here we are working with a green screen. Don't worry, we will fix this with a few additional clicks. This time we again create an adjustment layer, rename it and mask out our highlights. Instead of color grading warmer tones, we will now aim for colder and darker colors to sell this effect. On the original clips, I also adjusted the colors so that they appear blue and cold, since it will perfectly match to the effect we want to apply. Now that we have a masked out and cold highlight area and the colder color grade of the drone clip itself, we can drag our thunder effect on the top of our two layers. To get rid of the green screen thing, we can now add an effect called Ultra Key. Let's hover to the effects panel and search for this effect. Now we apply it onto the thunder video. Select the eyedropper of the Ultra Key effect, click on the green part, and easy as it is, we are done. Since the thunder is covering the whole image, we can now mask out the thunder itself, so that it only affects the highlight area. If you aren't happy with the results, you can again play around or adjust the size and position and feather it out a little bit to match it perfectly. Let me know in the comments if you learned something, and don't forget to like this video. See you next time.